Hey, Latin 4. I figured, it's the night is young, as you can see. So I'm at least going to get you through 539 and maybe 540. Let's see if 540 is doable. Possibly. We'll see. So as you remember from seconds ago, Ambiorix is running all over the place. He's on a world tour, encouraging everybody to rise up, tell his friends and their enemies that they need to rise up and throw out the Romans. So that's what he's doing. And so he's also sending out messengers now and just spreading this idea like wildfire. It's really amazing the speed with which he does it. So let's carry on with 539. For you, it's page 123. So here we go. Or thus, once he had already sent messengers immediately to the Seuturones, the Grudii, the Lavaki, the Pleumoxii, the Geidumni, all of whom are under command of the Nervii. So these are like sub-tribes, right? So he's talking to the Nervii, but then he's sending out feelers. So he's kind of building a groundswell. He's we call it astroturfing in politics, where you get fake grassroots movements. He's kind of doing that, but I would actually say he's kind of creating a grassroots movement, or using the bully pulpit, because they are going for their freedom. They, being Ambiorix and his men, demand large groups of men, as big as they're able to provide, and they they hasten to Cicero's wintered camp unexpectedly. Okay. The report about Titurius's death, and Titurius is Sabinus, by the way, had not yet reached Cicero. It also happens to him, Cicero, which was bound to happen, that many of his soldiers, Cicero's soldiers, who had gone out into the woods in order to gather wood and for fortification. So you've got a fort, you make it out of wood largely, and then you gather more sticks and more. You chop down more trees and you sharpen those into pikes and stick them into the walls. So anyway, they had gone out into the woods to gather wood and set up fortifications. Suddenly, the ones who had gathered wood, or who were out gathering wood, were intercepted by the arrival of enemy cavalry. Okay, so just so you understand, Caesar regularly starts his stories this way. Like the guys who are out gathering supplies, foraging, gathering wood, getting water, whatever, they're usually the ones who end up getting caught unaware, and everybody can kind of understand why. Usually they put down their weapons and they're taking care of business, and there's just a few guards, and then suddenly the Gauls come up on them, and it's mayhem, and a lot of them die. And this is why a lot of the Romans die, is because they keep getting caught out gathering stuff. But you have to be out there gathering stuff, right? It's as it necessarily happens. He even said, quod fuit necesse, right? So as is necessary, or as was necessary. It was a big plot point in book 4, which we didn't read, but it was a really fun thing. But it's very often the 7th Legion gets busted out gathering corn. That's where Elizabeth was really bitter about the corn, Julianne, so you know. Yeah. So, yes, and we get to see one of my favorite words, non nulli, right? Not none, so some. Meanwhile, once these men, Romans, were surrounded by a large band. The word is manu, which means hand, but it's like a war party. There we go. We're gonna use the word war party because these are savages, Anyway, once these men, the Romans, who were out gathering wood, were surrounded by a large war party, the Eburones, okay, the Nervii, the Aduatuci, and the allies and clients of all of these tribes began to attack our legion. Our men quickly ran and grabbed their weapons. They climbed the ramparts. Okay, so Now they've attacked the foragers, and now they're going after Cicero's fort. So we have a second siege about to happen. Now the first one was Ambiorix, and it was kind of a lightweight siege, and remember it didn't go well for him at all, and the Romans beat them back, and then they basically defeated themselves. This time it's grown. Okay, so if you don't stop it before it gets big, it's going to spread. Okay, now I'm talking about ancient history. I'm not talking about the current situation, which has necessitated these videos, or the growth of fascism in the American political and legal system. But here we go. So let's see, our men ran and grabbed their weapons. This day, they withstand, they being the Roman soldiers, withstand this attack for the whole day with difficulty. Because the enemies were placing all hope in speed, and once they accomplished this victory, they were confident that they would be victorious forever. So they've got a lot riding on this. If we can beat the Romans here, we've got the whole thing defeated. And again, if you look at page 80, look at where Cicero's camp is. Okay, and then look at where Labanus's camp is, and start to realize where these guys are moving and how well coordinated this attack is. Okay, so that's 539. It is damn near midnight, so I'm not going to do 540 tonight. I will do it probably the next day, and then we get into some really fun stuff. Some fairly short chapters, honestly. You're welcome. Yeah, I would like you to please do me a favor if you listened this far. Post on Edmodo to let me know what chapter y'all are in. And also talk to Anais about if you guys want to do a Zoom, or honestly, I have Discord and I'm already kind of conversant with Discord. But if there's Zoom is what you want, then we can do Zoom. I just have to learn how to use it. But I'm cool to do either. I don't mind. And it can be like 10 minutes of me answering questions, and then the rest of the time we can just kind of hang out. So anyway, that's the end of 539. Yeah, it's getting exciting. It's heating up, and we're starting to see what the Gauls are going to do. All right, I'm going to hit the button.